Well, welcome to Stroke of Genius podcast, a decade of experience. I've got a real special guest for you. He's a friend of mine. His name is Daniel Dark. He's dying of cirrhosis, non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver, and him and I are here together to raise awareness worldwide to this disease. So let me bring him online. Daniel is a friend of mine. I mean, I pray for his brother. But here he is right now. Hey, Daniel.
How you doing, Aaron?
Well, I can actually say being in wheelchair, half paralyzed, a speech deficit, and a stroke and brain injury survivor, I'm doing better than you, bro.
Well, I just got through the physical therapist too, so
Oh. So let's go back to the very beginning. And Daniel and I kind of roped Daniel into doing this show. It's not I want him and I want to use his real life experience to raise awareness to non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. Do not assume Daniel drank like fish, alcohol. He has non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. I'll put what it is in the description, but let's get right into it, bro. What
um,
Tell me some of the early signs of what you went through. How did you know something was wrong?
well, my feet and legs started swelling pretty bad. Um, my foot got up to where it was almost round across the arch and everything, um, because it was so swollen in there, and I couldn't wear my shoes anymore. Hardly, I had to pull out a pair of tennis shoes to be able to put those on, and I you know, went to the doctor and he's like, yeah, you'll be back here in a month. Well, I stayed like that for about 2 weeks or so. And then all of a sudden it hit my abdomen where my abdomen swole up and stuff.
Now, the swelling, Daniel, is water, correct? Is it water? What is swelling?
It- It's a fluid. Um, and it's where your liver is not making bile and putting it through the liver and back into the intestines so it can be put out as waste material. And it's it seeps out of that and then into your you know abdomen.
Yeah,
Well,
it was funny, bro. Not funny, haha, but it was odd. Edema's natural swelling. I get it. But edema is different. This fluid that is inside your body is different than water, correct?
right. It's not just water. It's it has other poisons and stuff like that in it in a way. And if your pee turns really starts turning really dark, you need to go to the doctor to see what's happening.
A second indicator, people, major swelling in the feet, legs, and maybe abdomen, and watch the color of your pee or your urine, and it's dark. You're not just like me, I get dark urine because I don't drink enough water, but I'm working on it. But look, I want you to be aware of these signs he's saying.
Yeah, because the dark urine is where it's going into the bladder and everything, um, and then being put out a little bit. So it's a fluid. It's no longer just pee. It's an actual fluid that's coming out of your body.
Wow. And
Uh,
it's poisonous.
in a way, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I would imagine. Now, um, uh, bro, if I remember right, I get a hold of you one time and you said that just got back from the hospital and I drained 7 liters of fluid in my abdomen. Is that correct?
They over 6 days they drained 22 liters of fluid
Oh,
out
God.
when I was in the hospital.
All right, people, are you hearing that? That's how much fluid was in his abdomen. I mean, 22 liters of Coca-Cola, if you get picture a liter bottle, he had 22 of those in his abdomen. Now, I'm curious, bro, what would have happened if you'd have let that stay too long in your abdomen? Do you know?
Well, that's what I had done on the first part of it and didn't know it because I had a doctor's appointment like on Tuesday of that week. And I was like, well, I'll just make it to the doctor's appointment so he can evaluate me and tell me what I need to do. And on Friday night, Saturday morning is when I went comatose and was just sitting there in the bathroom and just looking out into space and not seeing anything. I didn't know from I didn't know anything about them coming and getting me and taking me to the hospital or anything. And if I had let it go on, it would have killed me. And
Wow.
at that point in time, and she, my wife actually just called an ambulance immediately, and she tried calling my name. She said that I'd sort of look around and stuff, and then just be staring straight ahead again.
I
But
just out of it.
I
Out
didn't
of
know um I didn't know anything that happened on Saturday, and very little that happened on Sunday. Uh, you know, that's how long it took me to come out of that. And now
Wow.
after they drained all the fluid off of my abdomen the first time, which was about 12 liters, I think, at that time. So about
Wait. So you're saying you had 12 liters removed your abdomen, then back and doing 22?
I had 6 liters taken out of my, or 6 2-liter bottles of Coke or whatever
Right.
taken out of my um, abdomen on Saturday morning. Thursday night, I had another almost 10 liters at that point in time.
All
They,
right. So everybody is aware, from what I understand, Daniel, cirrhosis of the liver is when your liver becomes scar tissue.
right.
You cannot cure it. You have to get a kidney replacement, a liver replacement.
Right.
But there's really nothing you could have done differently, is there? Or you start out with a fatty liver. One of the research I've done, you start with a fatty liver, and then it slowly turns into a cirrhosis liver. So if yeah,
I've had the
uh,
cirrhosis of the liver for several years now that I knew about, but it had been stable. It hadn't caused me any real problem. And then all of a sudden it went from stable to almost killing me within just a couple of weeks.
wow, bro. Now just so people know, Daniel's also a stroke survivor. And like me, so when did you have a stroke, bro?
Heart, heart attack, stroke. Um,
Oh, I should have told you this is not a competition, bro.
yeah. Um,
Wow, a heart attack. I forgot about the heart attack, honestly. Heart attack.
I had a heart attack,
Bro,
and then 2 years later, I had a stroke. Um, and then a little while after that, I had varices veins, which would bleed internally. And I had over 40 units of blood put in my body within just, a couple of years, because of that, and, different things. And then, that when I had this, varices is when they discovered that I had cirrhosis of the liver.
Right. Well,
And
as I can tell you, it's my brother. Go out swinging, bro. Go out swinging. If you go out swinging, don't get the mindset right. Because what happens is I knew a story survivor, and you're going to facing death. It tried to drag you down,
well,
and
it
you
does.
have
Like,
no choice
you
on
have
dying.
to think about that. You think
Good,
about, what do I need to do to make myself better?
good,
And one
good.
of the things was learning how to eat again.
Yeah,
I
you and I the other night were on the phone with Grok AI, and I didn't know there are plenty of people like you that change the diet, no sugars, no carbs, and live for years. It happens. It can happen.
Yeah, mainly no salt.
What? Oh, maybe no salt.
Yeah, or a low salt diet. Like I am allowed 2,000 milligram of salt a day, which is about the size of your nail on your little finger, and that's with whatever food has in it, and what salt you use to cook with, or anything like that, or anything. Um, and keeping up with how much you're actually using of that.
So basically, you can have no salt.
I've cut down to where I may have like 600 milligrams of salt in a day, but I have not had to go back and have fluid since I swole up a little bit after I got back out of the hospital on that Thursday night. Um, and but I I dropped it down. I got my diet under control pretty much, and dropped it down to that low amount of salt and different things. And that way, I have not had to have any more fluid drained off of me since then.
Great. Well, congrats. Great. Step in the right direction. Hey, Daniel, let me to me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring Grok forward, my coach, and we're going to ask her to give us a definition of non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. Ready?
Okay.
Might be kind of fun. So let's give Grok. Hey, Grok, you there?
Hey, what can I do for you?
Hey, it's Aaron from Soti Media. How are you?
Hey, Aaron. I'm good. How have things been over at Sudi Media?
Right, I mean, believe right now, I don't know if you remember you and I talking about Daniel Dark, and he has non-alcoholic strokes, non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. He and I'm right in the middle of a podcast right now, I'm recording. I thought it'd be fun to be on. Could you give us a definition of non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver, please?
Non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver is scarring of the liver that happens without booze being involved. Think chronic inflammation from things like obesity, diabetes, or fatty liver disease. It starts with fat buildup in the liver, called NALD, which can progress to inflammation and damage, leading to that irreversible scar tissue. It messes with liver function, causing stuff like fatigue, jaundice, or swelling in the belly. Want me to dive deeper or keep it simple for the podcast?
No, I think Daniel has something to say right now. Go ahead, Daniel.
That is totally correct. And I've been off all alcohol, period,
No worries.
for over
Happens to
2 years.
everyone.
And, they My internist had taken me off all alcohol because it can affect my varices veins too, so and cause more bleeding.
Wow.
So, um, but I never was a heavy drinker or anything like that. So, you know, the fatty liver is basically what you know caused mine to happen.
Do you know what fatty liver causes fatty liver?
It's
If you
just
don't last grok right now.
it's just fat buildup in the liver and around the liver.
All right, let me just see what grok says. Hold on. Hey, grok, it's Aaron again.
Hey, Aaron. Long time no talk.
Hey,
What's up?
yeah, well, we're doing the interview with Daniel Dark right now regarding his non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. But that brings up fatty liver disease at the beginning. What causes fatty liver disease?
Fatty liver disease starts with too much fat building up in liver cells. Main culprits are obesity, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and heavy alcohol use, though non-alcoholic cases are rising. Other triggers include rapid weight loss, certain meds, or even hepatitis C. Any specific angle you're digging into for the interview?
No, we're actually doing the interview right now with you with us. So,
Cool, I'm here. Keep firing away.
can Daniel prolong the effects of this cirrhosis of the liver by changing your diet? What is the best way to treat this?
He can slow cirrhosis progression with diet, yeah. Best approach is a low-fat, high-fiber diet. Think Mediterranean style. Focus on veggies, fruits, lean proteins like fish or chicken, whole grains, and healthy fats like olive oil or nuts. Cut back on sugar, processed carbs, and red meat. Alcohol's a hard no. Losing 5 to 10% of body weight if overweight helps too. Exercise, like 30 minutes of brisk walking most days, supports it. Meds or procedures might be needed for advanced cases, but diet's the foundation. Want me to break down a sample meal plan?
Yeah, well, just describe one meal.
For breakfast, try grilled salmon with a side of spinach sauteed in olive oil, plus a small bowl of oatmeal topped with fresh berries and walnuts. Keeps it fatty liver friendly with lean protein, fiber, and healthy fats.
All right. Then I'm going to go back to talk to Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Do you have any questions for Grok?
Heh, thanks, but I'm good. Just let me know if Dan has more liver questions. Break a leg with the interview.
Do you have any questions for Daniel?
No, I'm good on all that. So
If he's battled cirrhosis long enough,
All right.
what's
Thank
the
you.
one-
Thank you, Grok. We're going to go. Thank you for being part of a podcast.
Anytime, you two.
All
Have
right.
fun.
Bye. Grok, say goodbye to Daniel.
Bye, Daniel. Take care of yourself.
I'm doing that.
All right. All right. Let me turn off so otherwise she'll butt in. She likes to talk. But that's pretty good. Anybody that wants to use, I use Grok XAI. And then I get a kick out of how to run. It's just fun to have on.
Yeah. It's funny what she can do and everything like that compared to some of the other ones.
She
It's
actually, you could take a picture. Say you have a rash on your arm. You can take a picture of the rash, send it, attach it to a message to her. And she's not a doctor. She'll make very clear she'll disclaim everything. But she can tell you what the rash is and what it looks like. Boy, times has changed, huh, bro?
Yeah. I feel like a dinosaur in it.
I know, yeah. Well, let's get, how is your wife doing through all this?
She's doing good. She's her work has allowed her to um stay at home and work from home every day. So she's not really missing any work, but she's allowed to take me to the doctor and help me here at the house for whatever I need here.
Well, just you know, Daniel, you're a family member of the Jeff Hazlett C-Suite Network. And I feel led by God to just talk to death and send that around for your wife because it is going to be hard for her. You probably hear a lot, and she's going through a period of time, real hard time without you. So my goal is to talk to Jeff today and get him to start a fund for you and your wife.
Well, I appreciate it. It would help pay, the sudden bills that I've got that I wasn't expecting and stuff. So,
But yeah, I never expect this. I tell you what, you how empathy is. Bro, I love it. And I know I ask you, audience member, please pray for Daniel and pay for longevity. I don't know if the future holds for you, but I know for a fact there's a God and he hears you.
yep. I I pray. I have been praying to him every day. A few times a day. A lot of times we talk, and you know, and he's just told me to keep up what I, been doing and trying to get better and not to worry about anything.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track for change your diet. You wanted to change your diet. You're right in the right direction, bro.
Well, it's not just the diet, but the exercises, because I went from 255 pounds to 300 pounds, and this morning I weighed around 214 pounds.
You're a big man, though. You're pretty tall. How tall are you, Daniel?
In between 6'3" and 6'4".
So actually, that 218 is pretty light for you, really.
Well, I weighed 214 this morning,
Oh, wow.
and I've normally been losing about a pound to a pound and a half a day.
Now, is that all muscle mass? What is that?
A lot of it's muscle mass and stuff. I lost probably 75% of my muscle mass. Before this happened, I had an 18.5-inch neck. Now I've got a scrawny neck with a bunch of skin hanging off of it. Same way with my arms, legs, every part of my body's basically wrinkled.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, I want to go back because we're here to raise some awareness. You began to realize you're starting to swell. Went to the doctor, they checked out, said that's when they found cirrhosis of the liver.
Well, the
You
cirrhosis
changed,
they found out when I had the varices veins that I had cirrhosis of the liver at that time, and that's been several years ago. That when I first started having problems, and it's been stable, pretty much all this time until like 2 months ago,
yeah, 2 months ago.
and all of a sudden it just spiked. It advanced, and when it advanced and everything, I went to I started gaining all the fluids and everything in my whole body, and it can, if you let the fluids go too long, it can affect your heart, your lungs, different things like that, because it puts pressure up on them from the abdomen, and then it can start surrounding it if it gets it up in that cavity too. So it's a
Yeah, my dad had the same thing, passed away now, but he had fluid buildup in the abdomen and all that, and surrounded his heart and basically suffocated his heart. So I do know you have to stay on top of, keep draining the fluid and keeping the fluid off your organs.
Right. And right now, in between the cirrhosis and the varices veins and stuff, I've also got kidney stones and gallstones and a hernia, and they won't operate on any of those because of the fact that I could bleed to death, real quick, because of it.
Yeah, you know what I've been asked about a chapter in a book, in a business anthology, and I'm going to title a chapter Relentless. And you, bro, have to be relentless. I have to be relentless, which is the one thing we can do is keep going. Don't give up.
Yeah. And like I said, do not worry about it, because what's going to happen is going to happen.
Wow. Yeah, so simple yet profound.
Whatever you can do personally to make sure it doesn't keep advancing. Because if your liver goes out, you go out.
As well as the organs you kind of need, no doubt, for life. But, Tanya, man, I can't cry right now because I love you so much, bro. I just think that just keep fighting, bro. Keep fighting.
I am. I just, I work on that every day. Just, staying in touch with my God. Staying up with all my exercises and eating correctly and different things like that. And then getting that I need when I need to rest, and doing the other things that I need to do to make sure that taking all my medications, doing all that type of stuff. Because if you do not do that stuff, you're asking to go ahead and leave.
Yeah, I wanted to ask God. I know I won't ask her the question one. Don't want me to, but I want to ask her what's the life expectancy someone like you diagnosed. Can I do that?
If you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, let's good news,
I,
people.
I don't know whether she can answer it or not, because my doctor.
Let's see what she says. Long. Hey, God, that's Sam for Stroke TV Media. Are you there?
What do you mean by that?
I was just curious if you're there.
Huh? Where's over there?
Okay, she's a little confused. Hey, Grog, what is the average life expectancy of someone diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver?
It varies a lot. Could be 10 to 15 years with mild cirrhosis if managed well, but only months to a couple years if severe or with complications like liver failure. Depends on cause, health, and treatment. Want details on specific stages?
Sure, why not?
All right. In cirrhosis, life expectancy is often tied to stages, measured by scoring systems like MELD or Child-Pugh. Stage 1, compensated cirrhosis, averages 12 to 20 years with good lifestyle changes, like cutting alcohol, managing diabetes, or treating hepatitis. Stage 2, decompensated, drops to about 2 to 5 years due to complications like ascites or jaundice. Advanced stages with liver cancer or failure could be months. Lifestyle, meds, and transplant shift it all. Someone getting a new liver might live another 10 to 20 years. Got a specific factor in mind, like cause or age?
I did it. Thank you. We're going to finish up the podcast. Thank you for being part of it, Grog.
You're welcome. Happy to sail the podcast seas with you. Want any last minute tips for wrapping it up?
No, I would just say give people your top tips for avoiding non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver.
First, cut sugary drinks and processed carbs. Excess fructose can scar the liver like alcohol does. Second, keep weight in check. Obesity drives fatty liver disease, so aim for a balanced diet and exercise, like 30 minutes most days. Third, manage diabetes or cholesterol with meds if needed, as these stress the liver. Lastly, avoid unnecessary meds, like too many painkillers, and get regular checkups to catch issues early. Anything else you want to cover for the podcast?
No, I see the great people really gonna love hearing that come from you. Thank you, Morgan. Daniel and I are gonna go now. Thank you.
Anytime.
Pretty cool, Daniel. Well, it sounds like you're on the right track, probably diet changes and salt intake changes and food changes. You theoretically could live many years to come.
One of the main food changes is nothing processed, period, and all fresh vegetables, fruits. If you're eating meats and everything of that sort, make sure that you're getting good lean meat and not, bacon and stuff like that is not lean meat. So no matter how good it tastes and everything, you will not be able to eat it all the time and be able to have cirrhosis of the liver under control.
Well, that is really great advice, bro. I appreciate being here on Bias. I think out there you want to be on this podcast to do all get the diseases. This right here is a good executive podcast because Daniel is the executive of the C-suite network. But Dan, I appreciate being here, bro. All right.